What makes the best deck? For almost any modern trading card game, there's a clear established pipeline. If you go on Yu-Gi-Oh, you head straight to Yu-Gi-Oh Pro Deck. If you play Magic together, you jump on the EDH Rec or MTG Goldfish. You get tournament reports, deck lists, win rates, meta percentages right at the hand at your fingertips. But if you search that for VCard, you get absolutely nothing. I want to do something about that. Hello everybody, my name is Stomps, coming down from Cards Under Management. To give you a little context of who you're talking to, I recently had the privilege of participating in Texican's fan-made VCard tournament. Before that, I competed in the official VCard tournament over at WeebCon back in April. Beyond VCard, I come from a background of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And Casual Commander, and along spending plenty of time working behind a counter in my local LGS. And at this point, I have over 100 hours playtesting VCard, so safe to say I know a thing or two when it comes to the trading card games. The problem is, when it comes to the VcardTCG, there is absolutely no centralized information out there. There's a shortage of content creators, official tournaments are rare, and the rulebook, it's hard to digest at first read, even for a veteran players like me. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Ever since GamerSubsidy announced the official VCard tournament back in April, there's been a mass surge of players trying to get into the game. And if you are a new player, you might be asking yourself these questions. How do I play? Where can I play? And how do I win? First, how to play. If you need a comprehensive walkthrough on the fundamental mechanics, my buddy Pull Waifu has fantastic guides over on his channel. Seriously, check him out. Links will be in the description. Second, where to play. Right now, there's very few events. However, my newly acquired life partner, Texican, gracefully voluntold himself to host unofficial online VCard tournaments. And on top of that, we have an active community-run, unofficial, official VCard Discord where a lot of us playtest. Both links will be in the description. And third, my personal favorite, how to win. To figure out how to win, we gotta ask ourselves a few key questions. What sits at the top of the format? What is everyone actually playing? And how do you approach deck building in this game? Here's the catch. VCard is extremely young. We only have 3 sets, and between WeebCon and Texican's event, there's only a small sample size of tournament data. Because of that, defining the best deck isn't just pulling up cold stats on a website. It comes down to the consensus among all experienced players, and after talking with everyone in the Discord and putting dozens of hours of testing, here's the current consensus of the top deck defining with the format right now. Dokibird Feed, focusing on food mechanics, stacking onto your VTs to overwhelm your opponent with raw card advantage and consistent resource looping. Ellie Buff Puff, built around boosting your VTs with allies, and using those same allies to activate fuel to trigger your powerful VT effects. Porcelain Maiden Decay, using evolutions to trigger Porcelain Maiden, stacking a massive amount of decay stacks onto your opponent's side of the board to lock them down on PL gain. Cottontail, a highly mobile strategy centered around moving her across the board to trigger her effect to gain massive PL. Sci-Fi Unity, using divine mechanic of Unity and Blessed from Sayu and Limu to establish an incredibly sturdy, harder move board presence. Akumi Reinho, another loop strategy that abuses the lock effects like Bard's Favor along with Akumi and Reinho to ramp into an exponential amount of PL gain over time. And Clumsy Tot, another evolution strategy based around looping your VTs to trigger Totalist effect. Now keep in mind, just because these are the consensus of the top tier strategies doesn't mean these are the only playable strategies. Strategies like Dokibird Coin Pile, Cap the Hand of Submerge, Foxy Rain Koga, Coin Ho or Chain Ho sits just a hair below top cut in raw consistency or power, but in the hands of a good player, they perform just fine. If you want to pilot any of these or build your own rogue strategy to beat them, you're going to need to understand deck building and how construction works in VCard. When you ask 10 different players how to build a deck, you're going to get 10 different answers. Everyone comes from a different TCG background. Whether you started in Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon, One Piece, or even Riftbound, your original game is going to dictate how you evaluate cards and how you build your deck. Coming from a Yu-Gi-Oh background, I prioritize absolute consistency over raw versatility. I build my list to avoid garnets, cards that are dead in your hand on drawing them at the wrong time, or bricking, having an unplayable hand at the start of the game altogether. Because of that, my ratios sometimes look strange compared to others in the community. While there isn't a strict written rule for deck building, the general framework most experienced players agree on looks like this. There are 4 to 6 VTs of your PL 8s, followed by the respective 9s and 10s. The support package consisting of boosts, allies, and reinforcements. The mascots are typically moved to smooth out or curve the bridges to the gap to hit that mandatory 50 cards. Before we wrap things up, I want to give credit where credit's.
The reason why we have any metadata is because the people in the community that are working behind the scenes. Also, if you're looking to dive deeper into this card game,
here's some key people you would need to check out.
My best of buddy, Pull Waifus.
As I mentioned earlier, if you are new into the game and learning the base mechanics, his channel is absolutely a gold standard for tutorials. If you're wanting written deck guides,
head on over to the VCard Discord or Reddit and look up Leaf Longbottom.
He posts his deck breakdowns, matchup strategies, and complete the list.
Another good buddy of mine in the community, that is Shadow.
Along with Leaf, Shadow regularly streams VCard gameplay. These two have been non-stop grinding and testing since day one, and they are the undisputed experts when it comes to deep rulings and complex interactions. And finally, huge shout out to Texican. Without him organizing the fan tournament, none of us would have a regular outlet
to continue testing decks and also to create content. So without him, none of this would be possible.
All links to the creators, official VCard Discord, and Texican tournament server are in the description below. Everyone in the community is super welcoming and awesome to hang out with. Come jump down to the Discord, introduce yourself, say hi. I promise we don't bite. Get out there, start deck building. I hope to see you all at the next tournament so I kick your butt on stream.